And it's live! We're here in the middle of my hiatus, just for a little bit. We are on the round of descent here. Marko vs Legend, random only for $20. So top left, Legend, yellow, Libya. I told them plus points if they do use the special units. And here we have Legend on Libya and Marko as Korea. So I like Korea, Marko down towards the bottom left here. This will be interesting to see. We haven't seen that much randomness in the games that we've casted so far. So this is something a little bit different that we will see here on the round of descent. Of course, famously known as Legend Descent. And Legend did actually beat Woody on this map in R2. So putting back the Legend in Legend Descent there. Recently he hasn't been winning that many showmatches, but here we are. This is a random only game. Let me put that in the title actually. Showmatch random only. Put it in the title as well. So obviously Legend does have the advantage of going Soviet here, but Marko in an AVS. You know, he's been known to be really good in the AVS. I mean, he's known to be really good in general. Is it slow? I don't think so. This is pretty okay. I mean, it doesn't seem that slow. Probably because I tapped out for a bit. So yeah, Legend does have the advantage with being the Soviet player. Soviet obviously favored in every single matchup, even against Yuri. Marko in an AVS here. We know Marko to be a robot with godly micro. I mean, albeit not as good as Woody's, but still godly micro nonetheless. He's already on 2 walls here. He's on 6 minus, sorry. And usually on this map, you would go about 8 to 10 minus already. By about mid game, I'd say. Early game is really slow, but mid game to late game is where everything comes up. And here we go, Marko double war. He's on 7 minus here. AFC, Eagle, and a Seal ready to go in an IV. It's just ready on 3 walls. He's prepping 1 bunker. He can't get enough bunkers ready. I think he's gonna use the Rhinos to defend the wall factories here from that Seal. Marko's already on lab tech. Mirage's been spammed out now. Legend's on 4 walls now. Marko's on 2. Yeah, it's interesting to see. And Legend moving some CV towards 11 instead of base walking there. Interesting. So Rocketeer does get shut down by a couple of flags. Now I'm interested to see how Marko will play this AVS, because he's out tanked right now. Fodder and not really that much tanks. But Legend needs a micro to individually collect those Mirages before he can make any sort of damage. So the more Legend waits, I think the more of a disadvantage he is at. He can't wait for too long because Marko's already attacked up. And those Eagles will keep sniping them one by one unless he dodges them nicely. They dodge both of them there. And the flag is there as well. Marko's gonna head towards the bottom right hand side here. That Seal, I think, died somewhere. I missed that. Forgot about it. Legend going with split here down to the bottom along the top. Marko is forcing everything down towards the bottom here. The top miners are getting hit. Now the Mirages come in. 1 miner down, 2 miners down. And it comes to split now from towards the bottom here from Legend. Picking up those Grizzlies 1 by 1. But the Mirages from the top does push them off. The micro with the Eagles as well, killing the rest of the Rhinos along the bottom split here. Bottom should be defended well. It's the top that's worrying here for Marko. Legend bullying through there, but the Mirages keep coming out of War Factory, and this is what I meant by the longer Legend waits, the better it is for Marko here. Marko will be able to get back a good number of rounds and defend, and Legend needs to get his reinforcements back in here before anything can happen. Do I see any markings there? I think the Seal did die to the sentry guns there. You see these 2 sentry guns pointing towards the back there. So I think the Seal definitely made an attempt to get that War Factory, but the sentry guns turned around and did get that seal in the end. The eco wise though, they're doing pretty okay. Marko hasn't expanded to that third spot yet. Legend's already on all 3 spots here. I think he is moving towards top right as well. There you go. And in comes a Legend again here. Mirages are so good in this advantage. Obviously, when you're getting in a fight with Mirages, you're gonna need to micro a lot of the time. And obviously Legend, he does have the micro for it, but it takes a lot more micro to deal with the Mirages than it does to deal with normal Rhinos or Grizzlies. So his attention will be split somewhere else if he sort of pulls away from looking at those Mirages for just one bit. A lot of those Rhinos will go down. Marko finally expanded to that last ore patch, but Legend did split around the bottom here and get a lot of the miners down. And Legend now pushing forward. Now he can get the micro along, but the spill box is there. Reinforcements coming in. He will push them back. Last Mirage goes down. And now Legend can finally make a breakthrough. Marko calls GG. And after an onslaught there, it goes 1-0 to Legend. We're back here, second game. Predictions will be over pretty soon, so get your votes in. We are on Tiburon. Fun fact, I think Tiburon actually stands, it's what they called sharks back in the day. So we'll see. Random only, so top left is going to be Marko with Iraq and Legend. Bottom right with Cuba. So a bit of an SVS here. Legend obviously has terrorists, but Marko has Deso, so a very nice counter to the terrorists if they do come out, which highly unlikely they will come down. Let me close the predictions here, boys. So I have your predictions. Yeah, it's too late. I really closed the prediction. Shows the mastery of the game. It's I don't think it necessarily does, because the base units for each faction is already there. The mastery of the game only comes in when they do use the special units, like how Marko used Korea there. Legend did not use a single demo truck at all because all he needed was Rhinos. So quite possibly a way to work around that is if your opponent is, if let's say on that previous game, right, Marko was allied against Soviet with no Deso, so he could just spam out those infantry. He could do a Mueller. He could absolutely do a Mueller, and then force Legend to sort of build an IC. That'll give him a lot more time to rebuild, to build up, and then it's sort of working towards what your opponent doesn't have instead of working to what you have. So that's interesting to see. That drone from Marko is there. I'm not sure where Legend's drone is. I don't think he made one. I don't see it just yet. I'm looking at the radar and I don't see any yellow dots anywhere. There you go. There's a drone from Legend. Good timing there from Marko with that drone. There are allied maps and Soviet maps you're supposed to go random. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, I was about to say there, Fish. When you're playing against all random, the map choice there is kind of goes out the window, doesn't it? They're gonna pick maps that are more balanced. They're gonna pick maps that aren't necessarily faction based, because you are gonna bank on that randomizer to give you a faction that you want. And in this case, I think Marko picked Tiburon. Tiburon, maybe he was banking on an ally there, but I think he won't be mad with a Soviet. So Legend on the bottom right here, 3 war factories is on 5, 6, 7 minus. And it's already expanded to his top right, killing that bridge as well. Marko's on 4 war factories, 7 minus as well, and he has not expanded. That's his 5th war factory up there. PX and Z. I call you Pawns. I'm gonna call you Pawns. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. So there's the 8th mine coming up for Legend. So Legend's a war factory behind. Good number of Rhinos so far from both of them. I think Marko might be the one ahead now with 4 factories. Obviously, he will need to move eventually. I think a move towards middle here would be great after Legend killed that bridge. So I think that would be most beneficial. Legend here with heavily out-tanked there. He is quite out-tanked, but he does have defender's advantage. Oh, the engineer killed by the drone. It just caught that. I saw a yellow blimp up there. I think Marko wanted to repair that bridge. But Legend said no with his engineer. Now out comes Legend with the 4th war factory, 5th war factory. And Marko with a 6th and moving towards mid. So obviously he did see that drone coming out from along the top, so he is placing those rhinos to sort of defend against that drone. Interesting. There you go, Marko moving towards mid. This is great. This will keep the pressure up on Legend, I think, because having a 4th war factory there decreases the defender's advantage for a Legend as well. So his defender's advantage won't be as great, because Marko does have a 4th war factory coming pretty soon. But a bit of a campfest here. Very much a campfest waiting for someone to move somewhere. What is that refinery placement? Why is it not by the gems? What are you doing, Marko? For someone who made an entire Twitch stream titled Build Order for Noobs, he messes up his build order here and not building by the gem patch, and he did get droned by a drone that was on 1 health. Awesome, Pawns. I love it. I love it. Thanks for subbing to the YouTube. We are close to 600 subs, by the way, so I'm glad that you did catch the stream here. Alright, radar out for Marko down top right, and Legend's looking for a split here down along the top. Does Marko see the split? He only just saw that split here. Marko's gonna be in huge trouble around the top side here. 2, 3 miners possibly gonna go down while he engages down to his bottom right as well. The tank control is now there from both of them. But Marko does have a huge number of rhinos there. All 3 miners go down to his top left. The fight's still ongoing down bottom right here. Refinery goes down. Marko's gonna go for the miners now. Probably gonna get out of there. He's gonna turn around and engage there on Legend. Legend now getting another 2 miners away, and drones have been spammed out here from Marko. But unfortunately, that war factory is rally pointed, and Legend with the defender's advantage here. Good sentry guns to defend, and after Legend getting out tanked there, he is gonna make a comeback here. Marko forces out the MCV there to keep up with the eco for production, but I don't think he's gonna get out of this. That was a very well timed split from Legend, and Marko was just really late to reply there. I'm very surprised that Marko lost this engagement down to his bottom right. I guess that defender's advantage from him really worked out there, because he was out tanked by I think about 5 or 6 rhinos there, but he still managed to win that fight. I think because of drones, sentry guns, and the defender's advantage with the rhinos coming out from that war factory immediately. So very impressive from Legend. Marko trying to make a push. No, he's not gonna win that. Legend's gonna chase it all the way through, and this should be the end of the second game here. And bear in mind, no use of Desos at all from both of them. So moving the camera, I'm trying to get both views there from this and down bottom right as well. Yeah, Marko's gonna need a miracle here to out-tank Legend. Legend still has his MCV, Marko does not. And all of his patches are dry except for this gem patch. You could walk that engineer. That'd be pretty funny. Legend moving his MCV back down to its bottom right. I think he might move to its middle now. This is trouble for Marko. He's gonna have to do something that's gonna be really desperate here, and I don't like it. Really don't like it. Legend does have the fodder advantage with the mines as well, so it's gonna be huge. Legend demolishing through, and that is GG. Credits to Marko for playing all the way to the end when the game was pretty set. Done in match 2-0 to Legend. I'm just waiting for someone to get Yuri and then someone to get allied win. I'm just waiting for it. If that comes up, it's a free win for whoever's Yuri. It's a free win for whoever's Yuri. I'm just waiting for it. Oh, I just looked at the fashions. Marko's Yuri and Legends France. Oh my god. I just looked at the fashions and I called it. Okay, I absolutely called it. So Legend's gonna start on top right as France, and Legend and Marko is bottom left as Yuri. Obviously there are no super weapons in AVY matchups, so both lads are gonna go with a gentleman's agreement not to build any super weapons, nor use a force shield. Yep. So just to remind them, they cannot build super weapons nor use a force shield because it is a random matchup, so I can't see that. Why is that a thing, Fish? Oh yeah, Fish, you're quite new to the scene. So a couple months ago, I think almost a year ago, I ran an AVY tournament, basically getting top players to to play and to play an AVY tournament where both players were swapping Allied against Yuri, because Yuri against Allied is heavily unbalanced because of the constant money that Yuri gets and the constant free units that Yuri gets with the brutes and the genetic mutator. AVY playing Allied against Yuri was basically a sort of free win for Yuri at all. So with that experiment, sort of experiment in hand, Jake and I ran the tournament and we found out that AVY matchups were a lot more interesting, a lot more skill based, and a lot less of a free win for Yuri. Albeit it still does make it makes it a lot harder for both players to win, I'd say that. So it gives Yuri less of a free win, but it does give both players a lot more skill to play it. Sort of win the game. So that's when they decided to put into QM. So any AVY matches, weapons are off. But in this specific case, we did go random, so we aren't able to turn off super weapons because we can't tell whether anyone's getting Allied or Yuri. So they are gonna go for this agreement here. Good build from Legend here. Down towards the bottom right. It's ready on 2, 4, 6 minus 7 minus, huh? And Marko of a straight very quick tech build here. He's on 6 minus. Yeah, so what we found, what we found in the tournament was that players would almost always go tech first, because there was a clear and it's cloning vets, there was a very clear build on how to go against Alev's Yuri. And number one is to use those GGI IVs against those discs. Number two was for the masterminds, mirages are extremely crucial because, fun fact, masterminds can't mind control mirages unless they are revealed, and the only way to reveal those masterminds are to get some infantry. So obviously with that genetic mutator, Yuri could easily reveal any masterminds, but without it, it's gonna get really hard. So Yuri players will have to build out of the barracks and cloning vats, which is why Marko built the cloning vats here to get a good number of brutes as fodder, one, and as to reveal those masterminds. And also obviously to get money, of course. So already look at this build from Legend, getting power near the back, cannons up front, and Mirage has been spanned out with that service depot. So when we actually played that tournament, I believe, I don't think Marko was part of it, but Legend was definitely part of it. The hell? Was that my telegram? What? Okay, never mind. Legend was definitely part of it, and he actually Geoki was part of it as well. And when Legend and Geoki played, Geoki never lost a single game in that tournament, so that was something that was really interesting to see. I don't know whether they're on YouTube though. I think they are on YouTube. I'll probably link it later. So 4 factories still for Marko. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 miners. 8 minus down bottom right as well. Legend still has an AFC, good number of units up. He does have his second MCV. No, that's his main MCV. Where is he moving? I'm confused. I think he's trying to use those cannons, but Legend, where are you going, dude? Habibi, where are you going? That MCV is lost, dude. That MCV is lost. He's trying to make his way towards Marko's base to use those cannons, I think. It is his second MCV, but he can't find his way through. So cannons are going to be great here on that cliff, so I think Legend's going to definitely camp there. Bottom right goes the MCV. I think he's going to sneak all the way down here. Yep, it is going to sneak it. And now comes to this here. Marko's going to move his minus to his top left so to get some gems. But I'm looking at this MCV here down towards the bottom. Marko finally sees that MCV. He's going to pull back as well. Is he going to get any damage though? I don't think this is useful. Those cannons are going to immediately get disabled. There you go. So that's that was a waste of money. That 2,000, 4,000, maybe 5,000 loss. This does sell for that money, but that was pretty useless there. Good try from Legend though, trying to sneak that all the way through. Legendary MCB split, exactly. And there you go. Harriers are another thing that that's needed here in an AVI matchup. So basically, an AVI matchup consists of almost perfect micro by the ally player and the Yuri player, and a lot of splits. When you immediately look at this army composition, this is something you would never see in a traditional Yuri game here. Root Yuri clones, something you absolutely never see. Marko has expanded towards the bottom right here. That's his only MCV as well. And spamming out the disc here. The BFs are great to deal with the disc, but here's where it comes towards it. He needs to get those margins out of the way. Yeah, pushes in. The lack of micro there from Legend is not gonna be great from him. And this is why the BS will be great dealing with this, but if the masterminds are there, those BS will be the death of you. And GG has been called. Marko gets a point on the board. Yeah, that was not good. That was not good. Yeah, he was going fully committed. There was no super weapons being built. Oh, Marko getting Yuri for a second time in a row. But this time Legend is Soviet. But unfortunately, no Desos. So Legend top left, gonna go Cuba. He's not gonna go Cuba. He got picked. Yeah, he was given Cuba, and then Marko Yuri for the second time in a row, down to his bottom right. Interesting. So SVY without the use of Desos. Immediately, I'm thinking Marko's gonna have to abuse that somehow. No Desos is absolutely huge. This will be hard for Legend, yes, but I don't know. Marko's gonna have to abuse that somehow. I think no Desos mean that Max will be very, very annoying. He's gonna go with a lot of drones probably. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he's gonna do something with no Desos here against Marko's Yuri. It's gonna be hard, man. This is gonna be a hard fight for Legend. But let's see what's happening, or what's going to happen here. So Legend obviously has a really good build order here on Reconcile. He'd go, I think, second ref, move his MCV to here, build an war factory here, get a ref to long distance mine those gems, and then the second ref, I think, as what I remember. And then he would probably expand down to it here and sort of fortify this area to do something here. Super weapons are not. Super weapons were only off for that AVY game. Okay, Legend already out for Rhino. So where this would go. Is it scouting purely? It might be. So Marko already 5 minus here. Did he send any of those to the gems? Not yet. So 5 minus. He did scout a little bit. He does have the radar. 2 war factories. The Legends on 1 war factory with 6 miners. Already have a radar for right as well. Yeah, this is gonna be hard because one thing's for sure, Marko's gonna have to long distance mine this jump patch and sort of make a space for himself. I'm not sure whether they updated the map that you can... I don't think you can... the ref can deploy here, or the miner can deploy here, so you have to long distance mine for a bit, and this is where Legend's gonna come in and abuse that. I'm just gonna try and get that miner out of the way. There is a mag there, and of course no desos. That mine is definitely gonna go down there. There you go. This is why I think this map is sort of a disadvantage towards Yuri, especially in those jam patches. You're gonna be forced to kill some jam patches so your miner can be there efficiently. Well, forward push here from Legend is really good. It does get rid of 1 miner and a couple units from Marko. Legend in the meantime has stacked up all the way to IC on 1 war factory. Good build order here. He will need just a refinery to get those gems, and then he can move towards the bottom left. Marko on the other hand, 2 more factories with a genetic mutator ready. So not much of a unit composition here for Marko. Both players just waiting to move forward. I think where this map probably excels, or where this map probably doesn't excel, is the choke points down towards the left and right side here. If you're able to sort of choke point this entire area, which I think a Legend will do, he will probably start building towards this area and sort of choke point this entire area. It's gonna be hard for the Yuri to push through. And he does have that IC ready as well in about 20 seconds here. He's probably gonna make a move here. He does push forward. He targets that mastermind with the flag. It's gonna overload them. The drone is available. The grinder is right there. Will he make it in time? Absolutely not. And the drone does get IC there. 3 masterminds available while he gets that miner down. Good micro here from Legend. He did lose a lot of flak though. I think it was absolutely worth it here. Out comes the Dominator for Marko. And a nuke for Legend. So again, good push from Legend. Legend's probably going to take this kind of slow. And maybe sort of way to starve Marko out, because I don't think he'll be able to get a finishing blow here. So we'll see a lot more of a traditional Yuri game. But I think the map here is going to be in advantage towards Legend. Obviously he doesn't have any death, so he went random and got Cuba, so it's definitely interesting to see here. Legend already with 3 war factories. He does expand all the way to its top right. No service depot out. 4 war factory. 2 miners on the left are gonna be mining dry. It's gonna move to its bottom left sooner or later, but I think in the meantime doesn't need to. But Marko's eco is in shambles here. Iron Curtain ready again. And the IC does get popped here. Yuri has a huge disadvantage once again to that drone IC. And the other 2 drones does go to the Mac here and into the mastermind. We are down on bottom left. Marko pushing through, getting the MCV out of the way. And GG is being called. That's gonna be 3-1 to Legend now. So what I'm thinking is, depending on the matchup, oh my god, it's an AVY again. Marko gets Yuri for a 3rd time in a row, and it's the same matchup. So again, they're gonna go no supers here. But I'm thinking in terms of matchup, when it comes to what match, of course we're going random, right? So what matchups will be in favor of the players here? In an SVS, I think Marko will probably take it. In an AVY, Marko will probably take it. If it's Yuri, the Yuri player will probably take it. In an AVA, Marko will take it as well. In an SVA, in an AVS, sorry, I think Legend did take that AVS. But I think if Legend was allied, Marko would definitely take it as well. So allied at a disadvantage. So again, Yuri versus France, two of arguably the most toxic factions up against each other. So we'll see whether Legend will probably learn from his mistakes. So Marko wins 3-1 down. No. If in an AVS, if Marko is a Soviet player, he'd win. Basically, if you get allied, you're fucked, right? If you get allied, you're fucked. Might as well GG from there on. That's basically what I'm saying. Okay, this is what we rarely see here, an engineer IV. So in that AV1 tournament, we saw a lot of NG seals in an IV. So the main reason that was happening was probably mainly to slow the Yuri player down. And I think one of the time when Berg was playing IE, actually, that was actually a really good matchup there for both of them. I think it was for third place, I don't remember. But in that sort of situation, Berg actually won on Divide Freeze pretty convincingly after using NG Seals and then NG IVs as well to slow the Yuri player down. There's a waypoint. There is a waypoint. Cats are anti-infantry, that's the main thing they are. So they will probably kill that pretty quickly. Do you see why Marko is building the way he is? So NGIV again, really annoying here. That's something that Marko has to constantly think about, which is why I think he hasn't expanded. He doesn't need to expand. He can just send his miners up there. But yeah, Marko building around that Gatling bunker. This is pretty funny to see. So 2 war factories here on 4 or 5 miners already tacked up on lab. And the Legend is on 1 war factory. Tanya is up. He's all the way up to lab as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 miners. No, he's on 5 miners. No, he's on 6. I can't count. Yep, out comes the waypoint. So not much of a unit combination, more of the NG combinations here. Second war is being built. So we'll see where this goes. So what I'm thinking immediately is that Marko's Legend's gonna distract him for sure. That Tanya can take care of a miner there, actually. Now that I think of it. There it goes, 1 miner down. Similar to how I think the Death Souls and Dogs are really good against the Yuri miner. Tanya is also a great shout. Because a miner on its own, the miner will target that IV, and then the Tanya will probably go on, probably kill the miner without a scratch, let's just say. And this cannon on the cliff is gonna be very detrimental towards Marko. And then comes the GGI IVs once again. That gap generator is huge. That's gonna deny a lot of vision from Marko, so you can't tell what Legend has defending ready here. I think the edge of it is about here. That miner kill was pretty big, but on the back of that, I mean the unit competition here, a lot of mirages. No service depot out from Legend is gonna move them to be with the defense of his unit that he has, so he can't take that mastermind too with the mirages. Marko killing that middle gem wall. So again, they're just waiting here. No cloning pads this time from Marko. Is gonna need them sooner or later. The Tanya coming in once again. Does go down. Oh, it doesn't get any miners there. Legend, what are you doing? Should have deployed it here. Or on this side. Oh, Marko on the middle jam patch. Legend has a splinter top right now. So in terms of units, what do we have here? Cloning vats up for Marko is gonna spam out a bunch of brutes. And I mean the Yuri competition is pretty straightforward. It's more towards the allied combination that I'm interested in seeing. Legend's gonna go for that BF once again. Again, I don't think the BF is really a good idea unless he's gonna use it well and not against those masterminds. Primarily being used against those discs. So on paper, Mirages for the brutes and for the masterminds. BS for the mags, the disc, and the gats. And GGIVs as well can be used for that disc as well. One disc goes down top right. I have a feeling that we're looking at more of an FFG game here. Look at Marko with 6 war factories already. It is still on 3. The split coming in here. The power's gonna get taken. Cannons go down and Marko's gonna go in immediately. Legend's gonna have to split off and get that disc down immediately. The cannons are offline. And in comes Marko. The disc goes down. Cannons are back online. But Mirages have already done their duty. But look at the Yuri army here. It absolutely disintegrates from that defense. But Marko desperately trying to run away from that Mirage, from the cannon, so that Mirages, the mastermind of Mirages, will survive, and they do. So good timing there from Legend to take away that disc that was holding on to the power before or just as Marko pushed in. So again, we see the unit combination being really good here from Legend. Let's see what this Marko comes up to. In it comes again. They stop moving there, the brutes, revealing the Mirages. Elite BF comes out. Tactical deploy. And down it goes here. Again, we see how good those brutes are in revealing the Mirages, and the mastermind immediately taking over them. And the army just dissolved into nothing. Absolutely nothing here. And I think Legend sold, or the losses MCV down on top right there. I think he sold it because we don't see any sort of markings anywhere, or he moved it towards the top, which is quite a risky move, I think. Very risky move. Meanwhile, Marko all the way to the bottom left here with those portable miners. And I'm just gonna need a lot more than Mirages here to push through. He does get a mastermind, but 4 other masterminds pushing behind. The eco is pretty good from both players. But 2, 3 AFK miners there. And the Mirages mind controlled. Legend not microing them at all. Also because the Mirages are way too close to that cannon. Marko's gonna snipe a couple of miners here. 3 AFK miners from Legend. Oh, and Legend's low power. Legend's low power, he sold that power plant. And down goes his only refinery. Yeah, this is... It's a bit of a yeah, exactly PK gold. The number one thing that I'm not seeing here from Legend are those robot tanks. Again, Mirages are being used to deal with the masterminds, but robot tanks are really good as well. That's pretty funny. The NGIV there, just getting mind control that's sent all the way here. And again, power coming in on that power plant. This coming in on that power plant. This should be GG here. With the amount of brutes, masterminds will be able to mind control the Mirages pretty easily. He did put the robot tank in the end, but he is low power, and that is GG. 2-3 to Legend, and Marko gets a point. So an AVS. But this time, Legend is France once again for the 2nd time in a row, and Marko's Libya. Speaking of Libya against France, I don't think that a cannon takes out the demo truck in one hit. Actually, no, I think they do. I think they absolutely do. I think the French cannons do take out the demo truck in one hit, so... And I don't think the demo truck can take the cannon out in one blow, so... Probably won't see that anytime soon. But Marko again with the trademark Connie Rush to the opponent's tech. We've seen Kane do this actually against me, funnily enough. So those Connies will either go towards a machine shop or towards the oil down on the bottom right. And it also serves as a really good anti-scout. But hearing that unit lost, Legend will definitely see that happening. And Legend already prepping with an engineer here, ready for the NGIFV. He does have a French cannon, so he if he pulls out the NGIV mid game, if he has an AFC up, he could definitely France into Marko's base here. Marko 2 oils obviously, so he can afford to go 1 miner, but not for long. He comes to NGIV waypointing onto that tech machine shop. Does Micro have the mine? No, he does. He absolutely does have the micro to target that engineer. Meanwhile, Marko's still trying to hold or push forward against this tech machine shop, which is defended by 2 pillboxes. He's gonna need a lot more than these cornies to go, and a 3rd pillbox comes up here. He needs to bait in those pillboxes against those the rhinos here, so the corners can move in. There you go. Pillboxes are down. That tech machine shop is gonna go down here. Legend's gonna try and defend with the grizzlies and with another pillbox. It goes down anyway, and Legend did not build a refinery onto that jam patch. So money lost here for Legend. He's gonna have to move his MCV or something else here, and now Marko can push in here. He is still on 0 minus from the war factory. He did build 3 refineries now, so this is gonna be really hard for Legend. He's at a disadvantage. And GIV going off either to cap that oil or probably an MCV or probably one of the tech. He's gonna go for the machine shot once again here, and he does lose it this time. The cannon comes up here for Legend. Marko's gonna run away, but losing that tech machine job is huge for Marko. It actually puts the advantage for Legend because his got destroyed. Marko does get an engineer, hopefully to cap it back. He can bring a couple riders as well to bait in the sentry gun fodder. Bait in the sentry gun fire, sorry, not fodder. Here we go. I don't think the pillbox can reach, so Marko will take that pretty easily. He's gonna ignore these 2 as well, but Legend's gonna go all the way on the left side here. Pillbox is gonna attack the machine shop. Marko is not repairing it. Machine shop is gonna go down. Good tank control from Legend. They are picking up the smaller army. Legend is plowing through there, but unfortunately, Rhinos against Grizzlies, he might win that fight, but a huge loss there. Defender's advantage towards Marko, so he's gonna bring in his reinforcements. He's just gonna hold up pretty well against those Grizzlies. And the eco positions from both players here. Legend holding on, but Marko is gonna be ahead. Surely, so far ahead. And the eco Grizzlies are literally made out of wet paper. I couldn't agree on anything more. It's like made out of those cactus needles, you know? One cactus needle won't hurt you, but a fuck ton will. Like a good number of grizzlies will swarm you any day of the week, and you'll be fucked by then. Ooh. Where's this NGIV going? It's going for the war factory. There you go, Marko's a bit late to reply to that. Is the cannon gonna come up? No, refineries are gonna come up. Interesting. Marko's gonna pull off his rhinos back here. I was expecting a cannon to come out here from Marko. From Legend, sorry. Sell that for money? There you go, out comes the cannon. But unfortunately, it's a little bit too late there. Legend should have waited for that cannon to be ready. Good, minor snipe there from Legend. Well, Marko just tried to picking off that stray miner. Legend's still on one war factory here. I think he has to because of its eco, right? He he built one rhino. Maybe he needed a lot more than that. Another NGIV coming out. But yeah, Legend's holding on straws here at the moment, grasping on straws. Marko's gonna bulldoze in with those rhinos. Down goes the MCV. That NGIV is his last hope here. If you could maybe take a base trade to this and maybe hide behind those cannons, it would be beneficial. That NGIV waypointing here, Legend. Leaving the Marko towards the end here. Eco is still looking good. My truck is loaded. And comes Marko with the Libya trucks. He is holding off here. He can bulldoze right in, but he's gonna wait for a bit. And he did cap Marko's MCV. Very, very interesting games here. All in the War Factory. So getting a Barrett's out, maybe more engineers or conscripts to deal with those two rhinos. And the demo truck! Oh, the MTV goes down anyway, but the bunker here, he can't. No, demo truck's gonna go boom! Oh my god. I'm glad I didn't miss that. Fuck this tank battle, dude. It's all about the demo truck. There goes the last building in Legends base. All he has left is that pillbox. He's gonna go for a last minute ditch here, try and get something out of the way. But this pillbox is all that is left. Let's just probably repair it actually. He could actually take a base trade here if he micros well, but elite up against elite, that's not gonna work here. And a lack of micro, down it goes. Oh dear. Oh dear, that was pretty funny. 3-all. Hello, 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 YVY. Yuri versus Yuri. This is gonna be a pretty long game. Buckle up, boys. YVY with super weapons. Interesting indeed, Legend. Interesting indeed. So in a YVY game, what happens typically is the game is pretty long. It gets very, very long. There's gonna be a lot of disc wars. I think mainly it is gonna be disc wars. There's not much else that could happen because you're gonna mind control what gets and lashes. Yeah, I could try. But I think what we are gonna see is a lot of this, a lot of dicks and flights. So we'll see how that goes. Anti-scouts ahead by both players actually. A little bit more of a commitment to the anti-scout by Marko. You have no way to see who's ahead on numbers. Yeah, of course the disc can form into one singularity. So here's the thing with this map, right? It is pretty rich. It's very rich. So you probably go minor heavy and then spam all your war factories if you go in Soviet. But there's a build order here which is pretty crucial because as much as there are jam patches available, you will need to build towards them. And I've seen a lot of players do the same mistake of building towards a forward jam patch, which is okay. But I think it's a lot more crucial to grab your backward jam patch, which is a lot closer before expanding down to its mid. But yes, yeah, Goria is right. I can technically see on the right side to see who has the more units. If it comes to it, for sure. And another advantage to Yuri on this map obviously are those portable miners, so you can send them absolutely anywhere and everywhere. And specifically onto the gem patches. So we'll see whether there's any difference in build, but ideally it's pretty identical at the moment. The only difference is that Marko going double war. But both players already on radar tech. 6 miners for Marko or Legends on 5. Or Legends on, yeah, Legends on 5. And he's on all gems at the moment. 7th miner out for Marko. Legends really late on this miner series, lacking a lot on this miner, so Marko's gonna be more financially stable the longer the game goes with this eco boost right at the start. Having 5 miners compared to 6 or 7. Buff is right here on the right side underneath the play names. Legend, 3 enemies killed, 22 units alive. So Yuri Prime and the genetic mutator are out for both. I can't read it in red, I see.
Disc in flight.
Probably just the size of the screen.
Disc.
Hold on, getting a drink.
Disc in flight.
I will not miss any action. And here it comes.
Disc in flight.
So first engagement is gonna be towards the bottom right hand side here. The mags are on point, but this is what's gonna be the main factor here. Think of it this as rhinos in an YVY matchup. That's why I think Marko, both players didn't commit that much to the masterminds. This fight does go on, and Marko loses at this fight. And that fight in general because the masterminds took over his own gats. So he loses that first engagement here. And the deaths are being spammed out here. 4 War Factories, Mutator up for Marko. And Legend as well. So in terms of discs available, 34 units for Legend, just 30 for Marko. So Legend's ahead on the unit count at the moment. And he is gonna push forward here, grabbing that miner in vehicle form. And the discs are coming in just about now. How's the micro the discs here? Obviously, Legend does have that. Legend does have the get available to defend as well, but that miner is gonna go down for sure. Even more discs are going down here from Marko. He only has this on the field. He does not have anything else here. And with that, he will be able to push forward and push the Legend back in his own base. And just as we predicted here, it's a straight up dick fight. Straight up a dick fight. That's what I'm gonna name the YouTube channel. Okay, maybe not. Maybe Diva question mark or exclamation mark. A straight up dick fight. Yeah, because I agree. One of the things that are actually pretty fun to use is our disc, because it's so insanely buff and overpowered. There you go, good use of the power here. Mutator as well, used by a Legend. Fortunately, it's not going to do much here. The disc will be able to take care of those brutes pretty easily. And at this point, I think the only thing that they can build here are discs and gats. We'll probably negate everything else here, but look at the eco situation happening. I think Marko lost, or maybe didn't micro his miners too well here, so I'm biting my own tongue here. I did say that Marko earlier would have the eco advantage late game, but it seems to be that Legend is the one with the eco advantage here. So Legend is with the more number of discs here. Oh, I have a flight. Gotcha. It's basically flying rhinos. Exactly. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walls here for Marko. And he is going on broke here. Legend killing for better eco management. I think he did build 1 or 2 miners here. His Dominator goes down. And the Dominator from Legend does, gets deployed here. Legend actually pushing through. He does lose a lot of this, but getting 3 elite gats in the meantime. Does get mind control, but the mind control mastermind goes down. And meanwhile, Legend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wall factories. And nothing does get sniped there from those elite cats. 2, 3. I think there's maybe 4, 5. Yeah. So I think what Legend did there was he went for the gems really early. Marko went for the middle gems pretty late. I think that's why the eco was a lot better for Legend. And now after sniping a bunch of miners from Marko, the eco is kind of swapping around here. But the fight for mid is true and well. In comes the mags here from both players. The mastermind goes down onto the war factory. Does get destroyed. And the base defenses as well coming in for both players actually. But the mag, the long distance mags from Marko is making the difference here. After a huge win from Legend early on in the game, Marko base walking forward here. Mastermind is getting hit. He needs a grinder down in mid here. It's gonna micro the brutes to take care of that mastermind units anyway. And Marko microing his miners all the way onto gems here. Eco not through the roof, but he is doing a lot better than Legend at the moment. Legend in pure trouble. Mastermind coming out the gate here. I don't think it's a good idea to mag those masterminds as well, because that means your units can't kill it. It'll just be overloaded, which obviously takes a lot longer time. And the micro from Legend here getting rid of the mag there to get free of the overloading. And Marko losing his lab, I think, to those elite cats, and which is why he rebuilt it in the mid here. But look at the number of Gatling cannons available for Marko and those long distance mags. But he has to be wary because the mutator is going to be ready in 40 seconds here. The mutator can't get rid of everything in mid here. So Marko has to be really careful. Legend does have a mutator ready. What is he gonna do? Grouping up is not the answer. There we go, and Legend pops the mutator. That is huge. That's the forward advancement's gone, and Marko's lab dying once again. This is a pretty interesting 1v1. Yeah, exactly, Bell. 1v1 tend to be really boring, but this is pretty intense. Legend now going on broke after losing that many miners and obviously the production as well. I think both players are going on broke. There's no more gems on the field except for bottom rights. Legend should and could probably micro those miners down. But again, you don't want to be magging those masterminds unless you have units that can attack them, like those gat cannons. And funnily enough, those gat cannons are not audible. I think there's a glitch there. Oh, there you go. Now you can hear them. There was a glitch in the map earlier that the gat cannons were audible, but now Marko abusing those long distance mags with the combination of the gat cannons, and obviously some of the units are dominated as well, so all masterminded, so you can't, the mastermind can't actually mind control them. And on the back of that, what is Legend building? He has 13k in the bank, or rather 1.3k in the bank. He is building masterminds. Marko getting those miners down, and Legend admitting defeat here, and Marko takes the lead for the first time in a pretty intense 1v1. Well, that was the most lit 1v1 I've ever seen. Everything else, every single 1v1 was dog shit except for that one. Okay, AVS, but this time Marko's France. So Legend's gonna go Libya down on top left, and then Marko's France down on bottom right. And this is on the new jungle, or rather the Yuri's Revenge version of jungle. The main difference is that the map is about 25% bigger. There are less trees in the way, so it's easier to base walk. And based on the games that I've seen on this new jungle, it is a lot less mid-centered. This can be good or bad, but I think the main point of this new jungle was to what's that word? Is to sort of help the fight against Yuri. Talking like a fucking campaign mission, but obviously a lot more paths towards everywhere. You know, there's a ramp here, there's a ramp here, there's a ramp here. The map is bigger. It's much less campy, much less Yuri centered, and much more Soviet and Allied factored actually. So on the previous jungle, Yuri was so dominant on the previous jungle, but this time on this new, I think a new and improved jungle, I actually prefer this jungle over the previous one because there's a lot more that you can do. A lot more splits and everything else. Alright, so seal out for Marko. Let's just gonna go with that NG. Is there a drone following up to it? I don't think so. And a bunker with Connies are available on that available war factory. Only war factory. Interesting. Interesting. So Marko with that AFC immediately, obviously, after having that seal. So that NG seal is IV seal IV. It's gonna do, I think mainly it's gonna distract the Legend more than anything else. To sort of pull away the micro from Legend. I think that's probably a probably a bigger disadvantage, getting your micro pulled away instead of losing a building. A building you can rebuild, but micro is actually time that you need, and could have done something else there to further your lead against it. A lap tech already up for Marko. Harry is up as well. Let's see this NG flag. Where could it be going? Welcome to the engineer. It does die to a hidden Mirage. Or Mirage that came out just from the War Factory. And in comes that Seal IFV as well. Sentry gun up. Seal goes up. War Factory does not go down. So the timing didn't go right there for Marko. He pulls back with his IFV, and possibly a Tanya could be coming up next here. Legend already on 3 War Factories. He's on ground zero on home base here. On the first level of Jungle of Vietnam. We'll see what happens here. Mirages are available. Obviously Legend doesn't have any Desos, but what he has though is a fucking demo truck. I'll come to Tanya for that IV. If it comes up. Yeah, so just to put up the point here, yeah, Mirage's Desos is absolutely huge, but I think the main point here is the demo trucks. If he needs to, he could just YOLO a demo truck into a group of Mirages, and that would probably do the trick as well. But Marko does not have much time nor eco to build it. He has not expanded. All of his 5 miners are still on one spot here. Legend has already expanded down to base or the first level, so he's gonna be in a huge disadvantage here if he loses his miners. Another ref comes up. I think one of the ways he can sort of recover from this is to slow Legend down here with the Seal IV. Hopefully pull the micro away. Legend's gonna pull back as well. It's not gonna leave his rhinos here while his micro is being pulled away by the Seal IV. If he did, Marko would have been able to pick off the stagnant rhinos that are staying stagnant in Marko's base. So Marko only now just expanding. Oh, he spied! He spied! I missed it! I didn't see or hear the spy. What? Oh my god, Zalson's gonna have a field day at me for missing that spy. But Tanya goes down anyway. This is huge for Marko after spying Legend. He is gonna be at a huge advantage here with his vet units. He's gonna be chasing down the split here. Legend did get one miner out of the way, but Marko did Marko them back, and then it comes here, the cliff advantage as well for Marko. The tides have suddenly turned. Legend, who was in a commanding lead earlier, and now with the veteran units, Marko has a huge advantage here. Elites are going to be coming on left, right, and center. But that IC does is ready, and it does get pops. Marko's going to have to split here. That's a beautiful split right there. Oh my god, that was picture perfect there. It comes through in the middle and split perfectly left and right. And my camera was at a perfect angle for it. So the one way to do that I see is to split up your units, so you get minimal damage here. And again, Yuri's gonna come out left, right, and center here. And obviously, Legend does not have any Desos. What Marko needs to do here is not move his Mirages at all to sort of force a micro onto Legend here. Legend's only move here is to get a demo truck. One miner goes down in mid. It's pretty much over for Legend. He's getting hit left and right. Pew, 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 pew. It's horrendous. This is horrendous. That spy changed the tide of the game 100%. And Legend, even though he has 9k in the bank, he needs to YOLO these.
Bird 93 says pew pew
Pew, 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 pay. Pew, 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 pew. Oh my god. Look at that. 1 elite, 2 elite, 3 elites. Legend, you need a demo truck. You're in Libya. Legend needs a demo truck because he does not have desos. The demo truck is the only way to get rid of the Mirages because rhinos will not cut it unless you have an absurd amount of rhinos, and that was a very bad IC there. But I think that IC was probably used to push away those Mirages more than do any damage. Marko pushing it forward here. Radar. He needs that radar for demo trucks, Legend. You need demo trucks. He goes with sea choppers. That's another way, actually. That is another good way to deal with this Mirages. Demo trucks obviously will do damage to yourself, but sea choppers is gonna force Marko to build units of his own to build IVs, but these miners are gonna be in trouble here. Legend has to get back. But unfortunately, that means that Marko will have to build IVs, which does the risk chance of an elite IV coming out. So again, good from Legend, but a bit detrimental at the same time. And already another elite coming out for Marko. It's only a matter of time until an elite IV comes out. Those sea choppers are getting rid of those Mirages. So it's pretty good down on top right. So Marko's gonna send that elite or the vet IVs down to the right hand side here. He will overpower in mid. It's pretty good, but I think Marko has a ton of Mirages back in base. Yep, there you go. And Chrono Legionnaires as well. IC gets popped. The lead coming up for Legend here. He needs to chase down or get rid of that MCV. He does get rid of the MCV, Force Shield, and the Chrono Legionnaire. Can get the lab out as well, but Mirages are waiting for him back in base. Another elite coming out. And the vet Mirage, the vet IV, sorry, that's still well and truly alive. He does get an elite sea chopper though. This is this is bonkers, man. This is absolutely insane.
Player defeated.
There you go, Legend admitting defeat. Marko leading by 2 points now. And on match point 5-3. Oh my, it's an AVA. It's an AVA, it's an AVA, it's an AVA. Now this is a matchup we did not see. And the first time we're going to see an AVA here. So I was saying in an AVA, Marko probably has an advantage here because Marko's allied is better than Legend's allied, even though both of them can play allied. I think Marko will have an edge here, unfortunately, in match point. So bottom left is going to be Marko as Korea and top right Legend as Germany. I don't think we're going to see many tank destroyers, but we are going to see a bunch of Eagles, I think, being spanned out because Eagles can definitely do a lot of damage to Grizzlies. Obviously Grizzlies are made of wet paper, as we've established early on today. So we'll see how that goes. Legend obviously having that pre-caps, so both players having pre-caps tech on the different corners, which resembles a lot of Divide Freeze, I think, but the placement of the all patches is what differs this map from Divide Freeze. So Legend building his oh my, double NGIV out here from Legend. Marko has an NGIV already as well, but I think he's gonna cap down bottom right. Double war for Marko. He waypoints that engineer. Second engineer is gonna come out now as well. Marko only has one singular NGIV. Legend has to be wary here. Could have gone for the MCV. He baits out that pillbox. He grabs the power and the war factory down the bottom right. We want Marko's NGIV. He's gonna go for that oil. That is huge from Legend. He gets Marko to low power. He builds down bottom right. Marko builds a couple of pillboxes to kill that war factory. He could have gotten that MCV as well because Marko did not have a pillbox ready. And now pillboxes are being spammed down bottom right from that power plant. Legend pushing in with Grizzlies as well. He can get rid of that MCV if he needs to. FC still true bottom right. Legend gets a barracks out as well. Rocketeers have been spammed out here. Engineer is gonna get that MCV. Marko calls GG.
Player defeated.
And on match point. where I said that Marko has the advantage. Hey, Legend pulls it back with the double LGIV. Yes, I said it's true. 5-4 now to score. Another AVA here, but this time Legend is America and Marko's Germany. Legend's gonna start down bottom, Marko's gonna start along the top. So again, another AVA and on proving grounds, so NGIVs are definitely gonna be built here. So on a game of, I know a lot of people rip on the NGIVs, including myself. But on games like these where it is match point and every point matters at this stage to win the entire show match or the entire series, I think NGIVs are, like, I shit on NGIVs mainly because I think it's a cheap way to win. But when players are going random here, I think it's pretty okay. But if you're gonna go NGIV every single game, it does get pretty boring from there. Legend really tried to walk an engineer down to a stop, right? That's funny. That's pretty funny. So Legend's building off your tech. Marko already prepping for the NGIV. And out it comes, two of them. Where are you going? Where are you going? There you go. Oh, Legend needs some time to waypoint. Marko going 0. He's gonna keep out pressure here. Early FC as well, so he's gonna come in with the Rocketeers. I think the target here will be that War Factory or the power to slow him down. But can he do it while managing those double NGIVs? Now Legend seeing that double rush coming in, he needs those NGIVs to go and get Marko's building rather than the tech here. He's gonna opt for the tech anyway, but he sent them to the wrong one! He sent them to the wrong one! Oh my god, Legend! He mixed up the IVs! He should have gone this one up there and up down there. What? And now Marko can keep out the pressure here. The War Factory goes down to Rocketeers. No IVs in sight. A Patriot missile would be great here. Out it comes. But Marko didn't get the power out of the way, but the damage has been done. GG IVs as well. It's gonna go for the power next. Oh, Legend missing. That was pretty funny. It would have 0 game impact whatsoever because Marko was already rushing in here, but that was such a fail and a perfect counter. Perfect counter by Marko that Legend should have went for Marko's building down on top left instead of top right where the attack were. GG's from both of them. Round of applause. That was a very entertaining game. Very, very entertaining game, but Marko again wins another $20. That was so fucking funny.